593 years in the future, and all the faiths are, I would imagine, still reformed. I don't think they can become unreformed. So it looks like a lot of things are not as they would be. The West Francia means that there's still a Carling here. Alba probably means that there's also a Carling there. Maybe that's where we'll start. We'll just look around the map in Europe and see what's going on. So it looks like, yeah, for the most part, Carlings have been running most of Europe. I think other than Hungary, it looks like most every other land is Carling run, which means they pretty much have all their legacies done at 364 per month, which is crazy. But Catholicism still the top faith, unfortunately, even with all the other ones being reformed. Yukonosko still fighting out here. Asatru still has a home base in Iceland, somehow still kicking. Bidik is a long way from home, and Tangri is still pretty massive. Them taking the third slot, even though they lost a lot of ground to the Asheri as well as some other faiths. Go back to the beginning of time and see where they made the transition. Oh, right here, just about here. So it was King Nuyanza the Wolf. He decided that, Bidism, traditionally a West African religion, was meant for him. Most likely he got a stress event and then converted to it. I'm not sure how often the AI takes that. With it being a reformed faith, it makes a lot more sense why they probably did it rather than if it had been unreformed. As you may or may not know, my opinion on culture is that the AI truly does not know how to use it. So it is unfortunate, but it's good to see when they are able to do this. I think this is the first. I don't think I've ever seen a 9 out of 8 random event that gave them a cultural addition. I feel like that's new to me, and now I was just bad mouthing the AI, and now they've broken the game for me. Well, now I've got to eat crow for that for sure. Things have really gone off the rails. Looks like Greater Moravia is bigger. It looks like West Francia has expanded into Lithuania. It looks like England owns some lands that traditionally they don't. Denmark has also taken bites out of Sweden. As for the rest of the world, it looks like Syria's expanded into Egypt, as well as Rajput taking out Delhi and some other things over here. As for the Empire map mode, I think that's a little bit more nuanced. And by nuanced, I mean kind of a shit show. The fact that West Francia became an empire and Francia became an empire is something. Greater Moravia, I think this is the first time we've ever seen a Greater Moravia empire. The West Slavia was formed, but then Greater Moravia took over most of the land. Syria taking out almost all of the Arabian Empire except for one little bit, and same with the Abyssinians. I'm unsure why the AI has not gone ahead and just created another empire. Maybe because they don't want to. They can do it. They have the ability to do it. What about the Mesopotamians? Doesn't look like they have a second kingdom title, so maybe that's what's holding them back. Go economic, because we always like to check out and see how much money people are making. 52 gold, that's pretty decent here. But Fair is making a decent amount too because they have a gold mine. I'd be interested in seeing what is probably the most lucrative duchy. Transylvania, just because they have the 2 mines in their duchy, but I imagine Bohemia could give them a run for their money because they have a mine and a university. That's going to give them boons, but I feel like that's one of the more lucrative duchies out in the game. I guess there's probably another one that I'm forgetting. With Delhi being an empire, I have a question. Does that mean that you now have to have Delhi to form India, or does that just mean that it just... no, it does not affect it. You just need Rajasthan. It just means there's less land to conquer to be doing that. Interesting. That might be a strategy to make it easier on yourself. I don't know how you would implement that, but kind of an interesting idea where you could make it easier to make Grand India. What have we learned today from an all-reformed start? I think what we learned is that still Catholicism is going to reign supreme. It looks like a lot of the lands that traditionally get converted did. There are still some holdouts here and there. Funny enough that Coptic is up here. I don't know what that's all about, but Tangreism still being a thing. But yeah, it seemed like not a lot changed. It probably made it harder for everybody to expand into some of these lands just because they are reformed, so they were a little bit more stable. But it made it seem like it almost paved the way for the Carlings to be unified in taking over this land. I also think the Mongols had a much harder time cracking into these lands as they usually do. But for now, I think that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.